Coach, what your impressions of what you saw out there?
It was fun. We had a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, which is important to me. I think our kids have bought into, trying to do things right. It was the first day. There were things that were sloppy out here, but for the most part, I'm really impressed with the way our kids came out and tried to concentrate and focus and do things right.
How was it different for you, being had your first practice as a head coach? I mean, was it a different feel to it for you?
It was. I didn't get to work much. I normally break a sweat at practice, grinding, and but it's different. But this is what I wanted to do my whole life, so I feel comfortable. Managing, organizing, making sure the tempo's done the right way, making sure things are done the way I want it. So I don't get time to worry about if it's different or not. Just got to do your job.
Talk about the tempo. Heard you telling guys to hurry up a lot out there.
Well, the only way to play is fast. You only get so many hours on the field to work. You have to make sure you get as many opportunities to get better as you possibly can. So you need as many reps as you can. I believe in having fast practices, getting a bunch of reps. That's the only way to get better and become a good football team. So tempo is important.
Could you talk about the music just add as an added touch to kind of maybe get the flow going? Is that why you use it?
I didn't hear any music.
Coach, talk about the ability of these guys to learn and absorb the new things, and how are you planning on phasing in the changes for them?
Well, there's a progression to the way that we teach the offense and the defense. It's well thought out. There's a structure in the way you go about teaching them. Our kids have done a good job coming in, studying. We have all the film, from the offense that we've run and that we're implementing, the defenses that we run and we're implementing. Our kids have done a good job of coming in on their own, grouping up, studying. I think they're hungry to be better, and I think they're hungry to win. I think that what we have to do is just make sure they understand that winning is a process, that everything else has to be done right before you consider winning. But I like these kids.
What are your expectations of them this spring?
Well, I expect them to continue to grind, concentrate on their technique and effort. And like I said, doing things right, developing a standard of performance, the way that we dress, the way that we go about our business in the meetings, the way everybody shows up on time with the right attitude, accepting the coaching from your coaches and then responding to the coaching. Just those type of things of what you have to get in place, before the fall, so you give yourself a chance.
Talk about what you saw out of the quarterbacks tonight.
Well, our offense is complex. I take pride in it being complex. It gives us an opportunity to attack the defense in all different angles, regardless of what they're doing. So there's a lot on their plate. We are installing it really slow so we can teach a lot more fundamentals and teach more attitude. But I think we did a good job. It's going to be a transition from the first practice to the second practice because we're going to install more plays.
At what point do you start evaluating players and go from process to evaluating players? Are you doing that as you evaluate, as you do the process?
Yeah, well, our players get evaluated every single day. From the first day I got here, I started watching film from last year. And it's not just evaluating what they do on the field, it's what they do off the field, them making their appointments academically, going to class. You only can play the guys you trust, because the guys you don't trust, they'll burn you in the end. And they know that. Everybody's getting evaluated every single second of the day.
Coach, can you talk about the importance of having open practice and that decision this year to have all spring practices open?
Well, I think it's fun. I know we're in a state that values football. Football is important in this state. And for me to have football practice out here and not let people come wouldn't be cool at all to the little kids and to their dads. So this is a football state. We want everybody to be able to enjoy the game.
Coach, a lot of places we've gone this spring, we've seen you and the football team supporting other UAB athletic events. How much of an emphasis did you put on that, and do you think it had an impact on these guys?
Well, I said I wanted them to develop as people first, to understand their responsibility to the community. Being a football player at the Division I level is a really high-profile position. A lot of kids look up to you, and I wanted them to go out into the community, get to know the kids, and be a part of these kids' lives. So that'll continue. It's the only way that I know to do it. I got 105 kids, so I have to push them out into the community and get them to help develop young people.
You talked about evaluating since you've been here. In this process of evaluation, who would you say step forward as leaders on this team at this point?
Well, I think that Chris Hubbard is a leader. There's no doubt about it. I think our kids respect him. He goes about his business the right way. He's got a lot of work to do to become the type of player that we need him to become. But I do like his demeanor. When he speaks, the guys seem to listen. They seem to respect him. He's one of them for sure. I think the new kid, Cortez Webb, that we brought in from junior college, that's what you want. When you bring in a kid from junior college, you want him to step in and be the hardest worker and be the kid that's grinding the most and gaining respect from the other players. And he's really done that. He leads by example. He doesn't know, he knows all of our kids, but they don't know him as a player yet. He leads by example, and I've really been impressed with him, on our defense.
You guys pretty healthy in this as far as off-season surgeries and stuff. I mean, it didn't seem to be as many guys in red out here as, I've seen at times in the past. Are you pretty healthy going into this?
Yeah, we have some key guys. Greg's battling his shoulder. Darren had a knee. Those are two key players for us. DJ Vincent is another skilled player for us. He's had the surgery in the offseason. I try to hide him out. I don't want to broadcast who's all injured, so all the injured guys wasn't in red today. I don't want everybody to know who's injured.
Was there any individuals or areas that jumped out to you today that whether they were good or bad? I mean, today in practice, or was it?
I think that the best part of it was their attitude. They showed up wanting to get better, wanting to learn. I think that's the best part of it. And if we keep that up, we'll have a chance.